Hi, my name is Allie. I'm an admission counselor with Andrew College. Today I have Shelbie Clawson, who is a recent graduate of Andrew College this past May of 2020. So congratulations, Shelbie. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, just where you're from, and your involvement with Andrew during your time with us.
Hi, my name's Shelbie. I was in Phi Theta Kappa. I was in the Honor Society here. I was also part of theater and choir. I played softball and soccer. I was a resident assistant. I was in Andrew Serves. I'm trying to remember everything, but there was so much that I was in. Also, I'm from Powder Springs, Georgia, near Atlanta. But yeah.
Yeah, I know you are by far. I know we have several kids who are very interwoven in their extracurriculars, especially at Andrew. So I think that's awesome to spread yourself out and really get involved. That's really how you make the most of your college experience. So what I want to focus on today is just general time management. And I think someone who was as involved as you were with, your theater, music, choir.
Oh my Lord, what
Lost you
happened?
for a second.
Yeah, it's somebody called, so it started freezing.
Good. You're fine. But so like someone that was so involved in everything that you were involved in, I'm sure you must be a pro at time management at this point. So I just really want to get into that with you. So I guess my first question was, how did you schedule and make time for each and every event, meeting time, rehearsal time, your serves projects? Like, how did you incorporate everything for like just a weekly basis or like a monthly basis?
So with each activity and at the beginning of each semester, our advisors would get together with us, and especially with making classes, I would have to work with the classes first, figure out that schedule, and then I would go from there with our meetings for like Phi Theta Kappa. He would schedule it always on a Monday during lunch at about 12 o'clock because everybody could meet during that time, because that was normally when everybody would eat and have a break from everything. For theater, we'd always meet at the same time after everything was done towards the end of the day, like around 4:30-ish. And then after that, we would get together and come up with a time for like Corliers, where it'd be later at night because that was the only time we could get everybody together.
Right.
That Equality Club worked well with Deb in that sense of scheduling it on a day that we didn't have rehearsals so that we could meet together and have that time to talk and be together for that certain club. Andrew Serves was a big thing where we could work with what we had, so we could choose different activities that we are a part of. For instance, like if Peanut Proud was going on, we would be involved with that if we could, but we could also schedule other times where we could go do other things like the food bank and other activities like the haunted house that we had. If we are more involved in that, that would help us with our hours so that if we couldn't make it to another thing, we could figure that out as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So what I'm hearing pretty much is that there was a lot of consistency with the program facilitators. There's a lot of consistency in their scheduled meeting times and dates. And it sounds like also everyone just kind of worked around everyone's schedule. And I'm glad you said you worked around your class schedule because that's obviously most important. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Um, Now, I know with as much consistency as there can, I'm also very well aware, as being an alum who was very heavily involved as well, and there are some times where there's a little bit of overlap. Maybe like when you're getting closer to your Corlears concert date, that might overlap with another program or meeting time that's going on. Did you ever find any overlap throughout your 2 years with us? And if so,
So,
like, how did you handle it?
so for instance, like if we had sports going on, I know that during softball and soccer seasons, which were two different seasons at that, um, we would have to work with professors, or we would have to make a test, for instance, and we would work with our professors to do during more late at night if we had to, so that we could do practices and then come in and make up tests if we needed to. Andrew Serves was very involved with our athletic and anything else we were involved in. They would make sure that if we need to reschedule something, we could, so that we could all be there. I know that theater, if we were athletes, she would allow us to come in a little bit later if we needed to and rehearse, so that we could be involved in that and also have the time with our coaches and our teammates, so that we could stay a part of each and everything and not miss out on anything as well.
That's so awesome. I know a lot of faculty and staff are very, very happy to know whenever like students just want to get really involved in the campus. Because like I said, that's the college experience right there, is getting involved and meeting new people, joining new groups, having those experiences. So that leads me to my next question, pretty much, which I think you pretty much stated it earlier. So did you find that, you know, when all that overlap did happen, I mean, you already said like Serves was pretty flexible with working around athlete schedules, and I'm sure Deb is very, very well versed in that as well. So did you as a student and a participator in all of these activities, did you find that faculty and staff were flexible in adjusting, you know, needed times and dates for certain things to accommodate those who were involved in other extracurriculars?
I do believe that they were very flexible, especially being a science major as well. I do know that a lot of the times sciences are one of the harder courses, I believe, because we do have labs and stuff. And when we miss that, it's a little bit harder to make up for those things. But I do know that a lot of professors were very flexible and helped us out if we needed to make stuff up. We were allowed to, if we needed to miss, they were like, here's what you'll be missing. They'll give you everything you need as long as you communicate with them and talk to them. And any time that you have something going on, especially if you're even sick, they would help you out. And they would even message you, hey, you didn't come to class, is everything okay? They were just flexible and caring and just made sure you have everything as long as you communicate and just basically say, hey, this is happening, then they would work with you.
Awesome. Well, that's so great to hear, Shelby, and I really hope you enjoyed your time with Andrew College and everything we could have offered you, in the sense of all the opportunities and extracurriculars. So I really just want to thank you also for being a part of this today and for your time. And thank you so much. And I wish you well on everything. I hope you continue, you know, that drive and all of that with whoever, whatever other college you pursue after us. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, Shelby.